Ok, bonjour et bienvenue. Bonjour, hello and welcome. Bienvenue, welcome. Chez Parfum Prononcé, Perfume Pronounced. Je m'appelle Jérôme. My name is Jerome. Je parle français. Je parle français. C'est mon truc que j'apporte au monde de YouTube et des personnes qui parlent du parfum. It's what I bring to the YouTuber realm of reviewing fragrances and talking about fragrances. Je ne suis pas né en France. I wasn't born in France, mais j'ai étudié la langue. I studied the language in l'université, in college, so je parle français, ok? Parfois, c'est utile parce que sometimes it's useful parce que je peux prononcer les noms. I can pronounce the names des marques, des maisons, the brands, the houses et les noms de parfums and the names of the perfumes themselves. But that's besides the point. Aujourd'hui, it means today in French. Aujourd'hui, je vais vous parler. I'm going to speak to you about. C'est un sujet, it's a subject qui m'énerve. Okay, it's a subject that annoys me, and I've gone through a bit of an evolution with this subject and this particular perfume, yeah, it's Sauvage. Okay. Sauvage, sauvage, sauvage. Sauvage, c'est partout, okay? It's everywhere, all right? It's almost like why would I talk about Sauvage? Because it's just beaten to death. But I just wanted to share my thoughts and my experiences with it, and to let you know, or at least to give you one voice that's telling you, and not that you need permission, but you wouldn't believe it if you were simply to read the reviews on Fragrantica and whatnot. You would think that you would be some sort of a schmuck if you liked Sauvage, if you thought that it smelled good, that if you liked it, that you bought it. God forbid you purchased it. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with Sauvage and let you know that if you like it, it's okay. It's okay to like Sauvage. I'm telling you that right now. It's okay. Ça va. Okay. It's okay to like Sauvage. You're allowed. All right. You don't have to listen to whoever it is on the internet and whatever individuals who, the people who you see on the Fragrantica, the reviews and all this. Oh, it's mass market, blah blah, trash, blah blah blah. I would never, blah blah, all that nonsense, all that hoity-toity. Throwing their nose up, pretentiousness, and I know that. I understand that because I used to be that. I used to be one of those people, and so it took me a while before I was able to, come to terms with liking or buying a fragrance like Sauvage. Okay, so my experience with Sauvage, it came out. Sauvage, there is a relationship between Bleu de Chanel and Sauvage, okay? They're kind of like mirrors of one another. Bleu de Chanel was earlier because they're better. And they came out, so the EDT, the Bleu de Chanel EDT came out in 2010, the EDP came out in 2014, and the Parfum came out in 2018. And I want to say the Sauvage the EDT came out in 2015. So they were about 5 years behind the EDT. And then the Sauvage, the Eau de Parfum came out 3 years later in 2018. And then just the next year in 2019, they released the Parfum. And I'm not going to talk yet about the Elixir that just recently was released. But yeah, anyway, so that's when they came out. That's when they hit the market, and those two fragrances get compared quite a bit. And I do see the similarities. They are different enough, and I honestly, if I had to pick a favorite, I would go with the Bleu de Chanel because I'm a big fan of the house. Yeah, in general, I just think they're kind of the standard when it comes to designers, in my opinion. Dior's great, but you know. Anyway, okay. So why did I stay away from Sauvage? And it took me a long time to come around to Sauvage, because at that point in time, I was one of those pretentious schmucks who turned their nose up at Sauvage because it was so freaking popular. It was. It took it over. It took over the market. The EDT came out in 2015. And I can remember distinctly the marketing campaign for it with Johnny Depp, right? And Bleu de Chanel had their Brad Pitt moment, so I can't forget to mention that. But it was very brief. He was a couple shoots or a couple different commercials that he did for them, and then that was it. He didn't, I don't think he stuck around for the EDP or the Parfum. I don't think so. I can only remember him briefly. But Johnny Depp has been with Sauvage since the inception. I want to say he was the face of the fragrance, and that was one of the things that kind of turned me off about it initially. Is when I saw Johnny Depp. Because I knew that Dior was going for broke. I as an actor, as a performer, as an artist, whatever, I think Johnny Depp is great. I think he's at what he does. He's phenomenal. But I just never connected with him with the teeth and the bracelets and whatnot. Like, come on. I never connected with him, and I knew what they were going for with that. And I was just like, whatever, right? And the advertising campaign with the what is he doing? Driving around, burying bracelets, whatever the heck he's doing. Just the whole. I threw my nose up at it. I was never gonna buy it. It was way too popular. I just wasn't gonna touch it. And my first actual experience with Sauvage was I was home visiting. I was in the Pittsburgh area, and I was visiting my family for the holidays, and we were at the Ross Park Mall. Shout out to all you Yinzers out there. We were at the Ross Park Mall, and everybody had to buy a gift for one other person because we have a big family. And I had my brother, and he expressed that he loved Sauvage. He loved it. And so I was like, okay, that's a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but whatever. I enjoy buying perfume, period. I bought him the EDP, I want to say, because it was a little bit more expensive. I bought him the EDP, and that week, while we were there, he wore it. He veritably bathed in it, right? He's wearing it all the time. And I had a bit, I was around it. I smelled it, the sillage in the air. He was always wearing it. And I found myself reflecting a little bit and kind of remarking, oh, this isn't bad. Like, this isn't a bad, I don't know why, like maybe I should reconsider, right? Or whatever. I remember it being like, oh, this is a good smell, it's not bad. It's not a bad smell. But then, the holiday was over and I came back and I resumed my pretentious airs regarding fragrances. Most of my videos are a giant, this is an act of apologetics, right? I'm just apologizing for being a schmuck. All of them had hit the market. The EDT, the EDP, and the Parfum, all of them had hit the market. And one day I was in the mood to buy a fragrance, and there wasn't anything that was enticing on the shelves of Macy's, Ulta, or Sephora, which is where I have the opportunity to shop in my particular area. And so I was in a Sephora. Oh no! I was in a Sephora, but I was in a Sephora in a JCPenney's, which was probably like their last gasp of like trying to like bring people into the store, because I don't think JCPenney's exists anymore. But anyway, so I was in a Sephora and JCPenney's. I was killing time. I remember, and I remember. I just said to hell with it. I grabbed it and I sprayed it on a tester, and I smelled it. I'm testing it. I'm smelling it and trying to give it a moment or whatever. And again, I was like, yeah, this is pleasant. This is nice or whatever. And I think on the same day I tested Dylan Blue by Versace. But I didn't pull the trigger. So in 2019, I want to say when all of the 3 versions were out and on the market, again, I found myself in the mood I had money and I wanted to spend it, and I spend my money on perfume. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Sephora and I'm going to spray Sauvage, and I'm going to, if I like it, if it gives me a favorable impression, and I'm in the right mood, I'm just gonna buy it. And so I'm a little impulsive when it comes to shopping and stuff like that. So I did. I pulled the trigger. I bought it. I bought the EDT. I bought I think it's 100 ml, right? I don't know if Dior does. I know the newest one is a 60 ml, but I bought the bigger one. You know, 3.4 ounce. I want to say. So I bought that one, and I kind of sat with that for a little bit. I sat with that for a weekend. Wore a lot of it. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it. I learned to, and this marks the moment, me buying the EDT of Sauvage, which is by far the loudest, most bombastic version of that fragrance. It is a loud and bombastic fragrance by itself, like in and of its own. Me buying that one and enjoying that one and wearing that one and learning to kind of let my guard down, my sort of hoity-toity haughtiness and my pretentiousness, and kind of letting that go and letting myself enjoy it. I did. I enjoyed it. And I liked it. And not only that, but the performance is excellent. And I'm not going to talk about reformulations here, right? Because it's freaking Sauvage, right? We're not talking about Aventus here. This is Sauvage. So I don't want to hear it like, oh well, this 2020 bottles are terrible. Whatever. It's like probably 85% aroma chemicals. Okay, so we're not going to get into that conversation. But yeah, I really did. I enjoyed the EDT so much that week, and I wore it through work or whatever, and and I enjoyed it. And for me, it was like. It was like one of those fragrances I was going to put on when I wanted to be just that bombastic, loud individual. And sometimes I have that. Sometimes I feel like that. Sometimes I wear a perfume because I'm like, I want people 20 feet away from me to smell something great, right? And that's, so Sauvage hit that bill for me. And I was like, okay, I'll wear this, on those occasions. And, throughout that week, I was on Fragrantica, as I am apt to be on, and on there looking up different things and looking at the fragrances, and I noticed that the EDP had the highest score on Fragrantica. It was like I don't know what it is, but it was the highest among the three options: the EDT, the EDP, and the Parfum. And so I was like, well, I gotta have the Parfum. I have to have the EDP. I gotta get it, right? It's probably a more toned down version, and if it followed the same progression that the Bleu de Chanel did with the EDT to the EDP and then the Parfum, I was like, okay, I could be down for that. I could be down for a richer, denser, more close to the skin version of Sauvage. And I bought it, and I kid you not, it was like literally the next weekend. I remember I bought it, I came home, and I was like, I think I need the Parfum. I think I need to go buy that. So I went and I bought the Parfum as well because I liked it. My guard went down. My guard had been down. It had been broken down. And all three of those, so I own all three of those fragrances. And I enjoy them. The bottom line is, it just smells good. It smells good. The performance is excellent. It's excellent. The projection on the EDT especially is excellent. Slightly toned down with each other iteration with the higher concentration. And it just smells good, right? Does it have a body lotion, or not a body lotion, but a body wash vibe? Is it a little soapy? Does it smell a little generic? Sure, it does. But does it smell good? Yeah. And also, people who say, oh, it smells like body wash. Yeah, the best freaking body wash that is on the market. You're not going to Target and getting a body wash that smells like Sauvage. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. It smells freaking excellent. Is it sophisticated? Not really. Is it super, super unique? Not really. Bleu de Chanel started it. Sauvage took that and they took it in a different direction. It's not sophisticated. It's not super inventive. It's not niche. It's not daring. It's not out there. It's not, it doesn't push boundaries. It's just good. It just smells freaking good. And I smiled recently when I read, because I had been I was aware that they dropped the elixir, right, from Sauvage, And I was able to smell it the day that they released it at a Macy's. But anyway, I was beforehand, I was reading comments about it and watching videos about it on YouTube. And people were giving their various opinions. And one of them said, there was one, I wish I could remember who it was, but one guy was like, yeah, I mean, I get it, I like it, but it doesn't smell like Sauvage. And I'm not ashamed that I like Sauvage. Like, I like Sauvage. And that struck a chord with me when I read that comment, and I saw, like, yeah, there's so much of that. There's so much of oh, you like this, I'll never buy Sauvage. I'll never buy Sauvage. Oh god, it's like crap. It's mass market crap. Oh man, it's so not original and not sophisticated, and it's not niche, and whatever. It doesn't smell like Spider Monkey's bunghole or whatever. Yeah, it smells freaking good is what it smells like. It smells good, right? So yeah, I own all three versions, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm not ashamed to say that I like it and that I enjoy it. And I would encourage you to, if you were like me, if you were a pretentious tool, if you had those airs, just chill out. Just chill out, right? Just relax, right? Learn to wear what smells good, okay? You don't have to be the snob. You don't have to be, if you're a perfumer, if you're a legit perfumer and you're offering those opinions and you're bashing certain fragrances, I get it. But 99.99999% of you on there on those boards are not. And you're not, okay? So just stop. Just take a step back and maybe calm your ego. With your your Rojas and your Creeds and whatnot. Yeah, I have those too, right? But I can still enjoy Sauvage, right? And so yeah, that's the point of this. Don't be afraid to like Sauvage, okay? I will make one note about the elixir. I tested the elixir. I tested it on skin and on a card. I was in freaking Macy's for like 25 minutes trying to get into the dry down and whatnot. And it is a pleasant fragrance. It is a pleasant fragrance. But you know what? I didn't buy it because it doesn't smell like freaking Sauvage. It doesn't smell like Sauvage. It doesn't. So I didn't buy it because I like Sauvage. Okay? C'est mon avis sur, it's my opinion on Sauvage, okay? It's okay to like Sauvage. I wanted to share my experience with that fragrance, and how I allowed my opinions to change and evolve and adapt, and to be less of a pretentious snob when it comes to perfume. And I remember, wear what smells good. Wear what smells good. And c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. That's all for today, I think. J'ai beaucoup parlé. I spoke a lot. Je suis désolé. Merci d'avoir regardé la vidéo. Thank you for having watched the video. Et à la prochaine. So, see you next time. Au revoir.